Hi everyone, and welcome to Accounting 112, Principles of Accounting 2. I'm your instructor, Professor ldunn, and I wanted to spend a few minutes just reviewing some of the items in the course if you've never taken an online course before, and make sure that you understand all the requirements. So I'm in Blackboard, so that's the first place, Blackboard Learn. That's the first place you want to get into, and you could do that from your student intranet. And you want to access Accounting 112. And this is the home page, which is where you will always come to and get to see my bright smiling face, right? Now, where you want to go to is the course information area. And that'll be the second place you should go to every time you sign in to Blackboard. In here is all the course requirements. Everything is set up by chapter folders with all the requirements that need to be completed listed. So let's take a few minutes. The very first folder you want to go into and complete all requirements is the orientation. And you could see it, I'd like you to have it complete by January 27th. Now, once in here, you could click on Welcome to Accounting 112, and that'll tell you what we're going to be doing. I just want to point out a few areas. First of all, if you took Accounting 111 in the fall of 2019 at LCCC, you have all the required material for the course. You will be using the same book, and you will have access into Connect. If you have not taken Accounting 111 during the fall 19 at LCC, you will need to purchase the book and access code, and your best deal is at the LCC bookstore. And then you will sign up through the instructions that are within this orientation folder. Once you have your required material, we will be covering chapters 11 through 17 of the book. You should proceed by remembering something, especially if you're new to an online course. You need to space your work out. You can't expect to read, do all the activities that are required in a chapter in a couple hours in a day. So I suggest that you schedule your time out for this course and try to evenly space it so that you can get into reading the chapter. The very first thing you'll do for any chapter is an overview video. So you can even do that first before you read, but read a little bit. Do the overview video. That accounts for 5% of your grade. You then want to complete the Smart Book activity. There's links for all of these items within each chapter folder. Some of them are completed in Connect. Smart Book activities where you will answer questions based on the reading. You can read the e-text and work on the questions as you complete and go through the chapter, or you can read the paper book and go right into the practice. It all depends on how you want to complete the activity. So you have some options. This accounts for 5% of your grade. You should then watch the voice lecture on the material. I give complete, and it's me lecturing, give complete explanation of the material found within the chapter. Then you need to practice. There are answer keys there for the quick study practice problems and discussion questions found at the end of your chapter. I suggest you do as many as you can. You should post a question. You must post a question into each chapter's discussion board, and it's a question about the material that you have. I don't want you to find an area of the book, for instance, in chapter 11, what is a contingent liability? When the answer is blatantly there, a contingent liability is this. You're not meant to test one another. It's a question about the material that you find confusing or you have a comment on. And you should also respond to another student's posting. This accounts for 5% of your grade. Then you should be working on the practice exercises in each chapter's folder, and those will be completed in Connect. You could take them as many times as you want, but your goal is to receive an 80% or higher on these. There's a suggested practice problem or problems in the assignment listing in this orientation folder that I suggest you try on your own on paper. I then complete a voice lecture walkthrough of the answer. So a practice problem is more comprehensive than an exercise. You'll then complete a graded problem or problems for the chapter, very similar to the practice. You had to have received an 80% or higher on your exercises to have access to this, and you have one attempt. And it's worth 25% of your final grade, the graded problems. If you would like, you can email me any detailed computations to support your graded problem for awarding of partial credit. Each chapter, you will be completing a Tableau activity. I don't think I have any Excel activities in here. If I do, it's one, and it's a simulation. I think there's one in the cash flows chapter, but basically they're pretty much all Tableau, and you'll be utilizing the Connect to complete these questions. They're worth 10% of your final grade, and they could be submitted late. You'll have 2 attempts on each one, with the second attempt being a revision of the first attempt. Tests will be completed at various points, usually after every 2 chapters, and there's information on these with the due dates. So all due dates are already created within the course. I'll show it to you in a second. And you'll be penalized 10 points per day or part of. Test is submitted late. Tests are 50% of your final grade. There are extra credit activities available for each chapter to get you ready for that chapter's test. They turn off the day of the test on that chapter. You should check your email daily, the one that's linked to Blackboard. You should check for modifications and announcements through email and in Blackboard. So with all that being said, let's get started. We're going to go on to the next item in our orientation folder, which is the Accounting 112 syllabus. You could take a look at that. That's the syllabus provided to everyone who takes Accounting 112. The instructor outline is our course syllabus. My office hours on campus are listed. You must have completed Accounting 111 with a D or better in order to participate in Accounting 112. And again, you do not have to purchase anything if you took Accounting 111 at LCC in the fall of 2019. If you didn't, the purchasing option for book and access code are provided. Again, you must complete certain items, which will become part of your final grade. The discussion board postings, they're due 3 days after the due date of the chapter's work and will not be reopened. The concept overview videos, which are video and questions on generalities of the chapter, get you familiar with the work. SmartBook goes in a little bit more in depth. You should complete those. They take about 30 minutes. There's your practice exercises, again, giving you details. When you complete the exercises the first time, every future attempt will be a revision of any errors, so you don't have to do them all over. Then you're, again, should complete a practice problem or problems on your own, which there'll be voice lecture provided. Graded problems will then be completed, as well as the Tableau. So it's just giving you an overview again in here, the details of how these items will be graded and what percentage of your grade they will be. Here are our tests. They are, there's 4 of them this semester. Your final exam is not comprehensive, and there's due dates already listed for each. Any kind of detailed computation of work for the test should be submitted to me within 1 hour of completion of the exam. And there's actually drop boxes in each exam folder for you to do that if you're interested. It's not required. There are extra point exercises that are worth 2.5 points per chapter. If you are interested in completing them, there's a link inside of Learn. Plagiarism and cheating, we don't do it, right? I ask that you contact me via Learn, the email tool right here, so that I know who's contacting me, what class, etc. I check email daily, and I expect you to also. I'll respond to you within 24 hours. There's tutoring at the school, and I'm also available for questions, or you could come to my office hours. And if there's any accessibility services I need to be made aware of, please make sure you let me know. So there's how our grading will go for this semester. 4 exams plus your extra credit are 50% of your grade. Concept overview videos are averaged together 5%. SmartBook activity, averaged together 5%. Graded problems are 25%. Tableau and Excel activities are averaged together, become 10%, and then participating in your discussion board, 5%. So take a look through. Here is our course calendar. The various practice exercises you'll complete and connect, which are also in the back of chapter 11 or 12 or 13. There's the review problems. They're also in the back of each chapter, at the end of each chapter. And there's their graded problems. And then the type of activity that there is for each chapter, Tableau or Excel. Now, I was right, there's only one Excel. And then the due dates for each item. So if you see any kind of conflicts with your own schedule, please let me know as early as possible so we can work around it. But please print this out and note all of these due dates. Okay, so that is our course outline, quick overview. The next thing you want to do is register for Connect. So those of you who did complete Accounting 111 in the fall, very easy step process. I'm going to go away from this page, but you're going to click on your Tools option. And even if you didn't take Accounting 111, this is how you're going to register. Tools. You'll scroll down to McGraw-Hill Higher Education, and then you're going to click on Go to My Connect section. I'm not going to do that now because I'm in instructor mode, but that's what you will do. It will either ask you for your email and password, or it'll seamlessly take you right to the course. Any kind of problems with registering or getting into the course in Connect, please email me about. Those of you who did not take Accounting 111 in the fall, you will just click on Go to My Connect section and then complete the registration process. You will need an access code, or you can utilize the Connect site for 2 weeks for free until you can purchase permanent access. So I'm going to go back over to my orientation. And now you should be in Connect. You can review the Connect items through optional videos. And they're not required, but if you want to brush up on how to complete various activities or you've never used Connect before, there's orientation to that. Please introduce yourself to the class, providing some information onto the discussion board, and complete the required email. Please email me through Blackboard, the Blackboard Learn tool right here for all emails. And then it's time to get started. So complete that orientation. Then this class itself, set up by chapters. You click on the chapter folder. Here's your concept overview video link. If you're interested in looking at a PowerPoint, you may. Shortly you'll see in here the lecture for the chapter that I create. SmartBook activity, there's the answer key to the discussion questions. Here's the link for your discussion board questions. Practice, graded problems, Tableau, and extra credit. And I will also be putting the voice lecture for the practice problem in here as soon as it's complete. So they're not all completed for the semester. I kind of do them as the stuff is coming up to be worked on. Okay, each chapter is set up that way. Tests, your tests are already created. And there is that drop box that if you're interested in sending me computation details, you could do that here. I ask that you do it within an hour of completing the exam. And each chapter and test folder is set up that way. What else will you see in Blackboard? Grades. If you click on your grades, you're going to see every grade on every item. So if you see any issues there, let me know. If you notice that a grade doesn't immediately transfer over from Connect, give it a day. Sometimes it takes a little bit for it to sync properly. If you are interested in just going to the entire Connect site once you're in it, once you're registered, you could just click Tools, McGraw-Hill Education, and then go to my Connect section. And when you do that, it's going to bring you here. So you could either click on the individual links to get to Connect from Blackboard, or you can go into the entire Connect site. So there's those orientation videos. So for Chapter 11, you're going to complete concept overview videos, SmartBook activity, practice exercises, graded problems, Tableau, and extra credit. So even within Connect, they're set up the same exact way. You can see detailed results of various items that you complete. I have none completed in here, so I'm not going to be able to see anything. There are restrictions on when and how you can review certain items. So if get immediate feedback, it could just be that it's delayed till after a due date. Okay, and then you have access to to your e-text here. And that's basically in a calendar, which will show you various due dates. And we don't have anything due until February. Let me see if it'll let me go. There we go. So you can see here all the items that are due for Accounting 112. Okay, so that is how our class is set up and the requirements related to it. So I just wanted to give you this quick overview so we're all on the same page. So any kind of questions you may have, please be sure to email me. Thanks, and I look forward to working with you all.